Hi. Hello. This is not my normal time slot, but I thought, why not use some of that free will I've been saving up and stream on a Sunday? Still after work, obviously, but got my eyes on the internet. This is probably not prime hours, but this is gonna be a short stream. It's gonna be a short stream, probably like an hour or so. But there's just things I want to talk about. I'm in a good mood, so I thought, why not? This music's still very loud for me. There we go. Actually, I should change the background. 1 second. There we go. Of course, now I stick out. I'm tempted to mess with the lighting on my model, but it'll probably end disastrously. Let's see. Directional lighting. Guess we could just turn this down. There we go. Alright, that can be easily undone. It's all good. But yeah, this is a new one for me, but I've been in a good mood, probably because the weather has been good. It's crazy, right? Throw a little sunshine my way and I perk up like a flower that just needed a little exposure and water, and it looks all withered and it's dead, and it's oh, that's done for, it's not coming back. You gotta throw that one out. It's done. And nope, you just give it a little water, a little bit of sunshine, and it perks right back up. That's all it needed. That's all it needed. But yeah, I did not make any notes, so I'm probably gonna forget everything I wanted to talk about as soon as the camera starts rolling. Let's see. Well, I did. Not that this has to do with motion capture. So I've had Mokobe, whatever they're called, dots. I'm gonna call them dots. I've had Mokobe dots for a while now, and I couldn't use them. I couldn't figure out how to connect it to my computer. Tracking's decent, and it works fine on my phone. It's a little bit delayed, but it works fine. So I thought I'd take another shot at trying to connect it, and like lo and behold, there's an app that costs a subscription on the Microsoft Store. Not that I didn't get it on the Microsoft Store, just I'm not that stupid, but it is available for free on Steam. So I got I got that, and I found out that I need a data receiver, and those cost $100. So it's fine. That's not that much money, and it's still all in total less money than base stations and the Steam trackers. So I still win. 3 years later, they've been sitting collecting dust on the shelf for that long, but 3 years later, I still win. I still have the cheaper system, and it's gonna probably work out fine. I don't want to get my hopes up though, so that's something I will play with probably tomorrow. Not on stream, obviously, but yeah. But yeah, it's just been a very relaxed week. Like, work hasn't been killer. People, customers, clients have been very friendly. I've been getting a lot of compliments on my hair lately. I don't know. I mean, I recently redid it, and I just a bunch of people are just like, "Oh, I love your hair. Your hair looks so nice on you." And it's just like, "Thank you." I have no idea what I'm doing, but I guess I'm doing something right. So that's nice. There was something else, I guess, work related I wanted to talk about, but I can't remember what it was. I'm trying to reposition, so I'm not. Oh, that's such a weird angle. It constantly feels like I'm looking up. I don't want to be looking up. Oh my gosh. It just goes right out of my mind. This is why I have to write everything down. I don't want to talk about the amazing Digital Circus, but I could have sworn there's other things before that. I can't remember. Oh well, time to get time to jump right into the basic Digital Circus, I guess, because that was a thing that happened, and oh my goodness, episode 8, that was insane. It's weird that Kane is gone. Also, freaking spoilers, I guess, but seriously, if you haven't seen it now, it's 33 million views, over 100,000 live views. Where were you? If you weren't one of those people, I want to seriously know where you were, and how you have not watched the episode yet. So yeah, spoilers, I guess, but also you've had 3 days? Friday, Saturday, Sunday? Yeah, 3 days. There's no excuse. There is no excuse. So sorry, not sorry, but spoilers ahead. Um, Kane's gone, and I don't know how I feel about that. I realized that from the character's point of view, that he, you know, is obviously turned into their tormentor. He was always kind of like a pseudo tormentor before, but it was always like he wasn't doing it on purpose. At least we assumed. We assumed he wasn't doing it on purpose, and but then something, switch flipped, and then it was very much intentional. Obviously, in episode 8, the pain that was being inflicted. I don't know how to what degree they can actually feel pain, because we see they have reflexes that that carry over from when they had bodies, or false memories of when I get to that false memories of when they had bodies, I guess. But you don't ever see anyone like scream or flinch or anything when they get stabbed. Like, we seen Pomni and Ragatha being stabbed with knives multiple times in this series now. Um, and they kind of just they don't really react like there's never like an ouch or oof or like. So I don't know to what extent that they can feel pain in that way. I mean, obviously they can. They're capable of feeling pain. I always go back to Zubul burning her hand on the grill or whatever. But I specifically with the knives, like, I think it's more of a reflex thing. Like, it's scary to like see them and have them coming at you, but they can't. They know that they can't die from it, so it's like I think there's like a level. The fear level like is capped somewhat because I don't know. Fear level's capped, pain level's capped. I don't know how much to what extent they can feel pain. Obviously, they can feel it because stimuli is needed in order to know where your body is in any place and at any point in time and all that. And we see them react. If they like fall and they trip and fall and get punched and all that. But like the knives specifically, it's just like even though the scene where Kane's like trying to show Ragatha her greatest fear or whatever, like she's flinching at them because they're coming at her, but it's not like a I don't know how to describe it, but yeah, peeled jacks, that was disturbing. I had whatchamacallit, I had a window brought up. I don't know if I want to bring up the video because it's always things always are complicated when I try to open the browser. I don't know. Maybe. Let's see something. Of course, I'm gonna look much darker now in comparison to the background here. Okay, let me see something. Okay, jump scare. As we're gonna pause this music for perfect fade out time. My eye tracking is gonna be a bit wonky because I did take my glasses off. I don't have the time or energy for that. And also, I'm gonna be going to sleep right after this, so there's no point in me putting them in now. Okay, let's have a window there. I did like this. I don't know why it retracted my like. I know they need all the support they can get, so you didn't see that. And let me see something. Eh, eh. There we go. um, of course, I'm not gonna watch this whole thing. I'm not gonna watch this live. I just want to skip to parts that I want to talk about. Um, what? Okay. What was the first thing? The first thing. Okay. So one thing I wanted to talk about is, Kane. First of all, uh, apparently Kane was not designed. The Digital Circus. CNA did not make the Digital Circus. That's completely 100% Kane's creation, and this whole adventure thing. That's not. I'm curious where he got that from. Like, that's his purpose, because Kinger said in the episode they didn't program him with that in mind, with this whole setup in mind. So I wonder where he got this notion from. Another thing I was gonna touch on is that Kane likes horror, despite like him like constantly going on about how Digital Circus is a family friendly game meant for people of all ages. He likes horror quite a bit because we see quite a few horrors. Like in the episode, is it three? Or yeah, Meldon Manor Hall or whatever. I forget, the haunted house one. Um, that's horror. And then right after that, he was suggested another one, something about a butcher, and it's like, okay, that's horror. And then in the suggestion box episode, it's well, I guess you could argue to like what degree Charlie and the Chocolate Factory is considered horror, but those other two definitely horror, at least as far as the characters would be considered. Like post-apocalyptic wasteland. Like, yeah, he definitely has a particular type of adventure that he likes. And also, and of course, in this episode, in episode 8, before Zubul cut him off, he was going to you can see the text for the adventure he's about to suggest, or he's about to introduce them to, and it looks like it's yet again another horror themed one. And I've been rewatched this episode, of course. I rewatched this episode 3 times already, twice in English and one time the German dub, because I can, because I like to compare the English and the German dub, and it's good practice. It's good listening practice. But let me see how good this audio is. When we look at the images that Kane's being fed, and some like it starts out normal, like happy fun stuff, but like somewhere along the line, like this is all the normal. Wait, that's not. There's like one. Yeah, I gotta pause. Sorry, you're gonna hear clicking. Like these are normal, but then everything like that gets mixed in. Like what? I don't know. I don't know what this is. I guess it's a festival, but it looks kind of paganish. I don't. It's Halloween, I guess. So that's a horror element, I guess. Something Halloween themed. This is a really low res image. But then we have a bunch of normal stuff, and then in the next batch, there'll be a bunch of normal stuff, but like just one like thing in there that's like a little. All right, that's normal, happy kid, fun stuff. That's cool. That's fine. Fine. What the heck is that? Like, it's a little bit on the creepy. So it's like we got masks. Like, is that the inspiration? Like for Gangle? I don't know, but it's a little bit on the creepy side, especially this over here. I don't know if I have a cursor or not. I guess I probably do. But yeah, like on the right there's a like a plague doctor mask. Like it's a little bit. There's a little bit on the creepy side. So it's not all like wholesome, and that too. I get well. That looks like gifts, I guess. I don't know. And then things start breaking down there. So my personal theory is like Kane got the part of his training data was corrupted. This might be the part, honestly, because um I don't know, because compared to the images he was getting before versus the image versus this stuff, like this is completely off topic and unrelated to anything that came before. So I'm wondering like what this did to him. Was this good for, was this did this need to be in the training data? Was this good for the model? I don't know. But regardless, it's in there anyway, and that's when the stuff really starts going awry. So, that was thing number one. What was the other? Um, we finally got to see Queenie. I forget what else I was going to talk about. That was just one thing that was on my mind: the training data being a bit weird and not what's the word? Cohesive. It's not. It's not all, relevant. I guess to whatever he was designed to do. I guess he was designed to make stuff, but I don't know. That's so vague. But the other thing I wanted to talk about was that I like Kane as a character, and I realized that for the other, oopsie, let me move over to the scene that has Kane in it just to have as a still. One. Fine, I'll go load. Please don't let me get an ad. No, we're just gonna be on the safe side. Jolly MR, hello. How you doing? Okay, there's no ad. Okay. Ah. Sorry about the clicking. I just want to find a still for. Oh my gosh, this is so low res. I guess I can't. Alright, that's gonna have to do. I can't turn up the quality while I'm streaming. I'm scared. I'm too scared. I was gonna say that as much as I like Kane as a character, I realize that it's gotta suck for them. The characters have to exist with him, like, because the people who have to live with characters like this, it's different. You have a different point of view when you have to deal with this versus watching it on a screen, which is, I think, it's an interesting thing to think about, because everyone loves Kane, and Kane's the villain. It's been kind of spelled out that he's gonna be the villain for a long time, but we still love him anyway because he's just a lovable goober, and he'll change, and I guess he can't change now. But and it's a similar thing with Jax. Now, as someone who knows a Jax, like I have a Jax, IRL Jax in my life, and like they're not. It is the type of, I can step outside myself and be like, if you're watching this from, if you didn't have to exist with this person, If you didn't have to exist with Jax, watching him through the screen is very entertaining. It's good television. But when people act like that IRL, then it's not. It becomes less entertaining, and it's just a drain on your life. And I know this because I have an IRL Jax, and they're not fun to deal with. But they think they're the talk of the town, that they are, the most entertaining person in the group, and it sucks. It sucks having, and I think the divide between people who want Jax to get better and people who just want him to suffer and get what's coming to him. Um, it depends on whether or not you know a person like this in real life and whether or not you have the forgiveness in your heart. If you have the strength to forgive them and continue to lend a hand, even though you know it's gonna get swatted away like 100 times. Like, just hold on to hope that they will get better and that you can break through like the artificial shell that they've put up. And it's because like a lot of people, you either love Jax or you hate Jax, and I think that's what it comes down to. It's, do you know a Jax IRL, and do you have, are you the Zooble, or are you just going to be as confrontational as you can and just rub up against them because they're started it, and you're just going to take the bait, for lack of a better word. Like, are you just going to just play into their games because they want to irritate you, and if you let them know that that they're being irritating to you, then they're just going to keep on going? Or are you going to be Pomni and you're going to be like, look, I see you. I'm going to goof around with you sometimes. Hopefully you'll open up. And like, I feel like I've definitely been closer to that than Zubul, closer to Pomni than Zubul in terms of my IRL Jack situation. But the people who know someone like this and like just and cannot deal with them, and just like, they're just like, and I get it, they're horrible people, they're narcissists, but I think whether or not you like this character depends on how you would behave if you have to deal, if or when you have to deal with this type of person. So I like Jax as a character. I understand that actually, without the context of watching through the screen and actually having to, interact with this person is, a nightmare, because I lived that to some extent, and it's the same thing for Kane. It's like, as a viewer, you want him to get better because he's just a lovable goober, and he's fun to watch. He's so much fun to watch, but he is still the antagonist. He's still the villain. We were hoping this whole time that it would be like an unintentional villain type of thing, but it very much turned intentional this episode. So yeah. um one sec. Yeah. um I forget what else I could talk about. We'll go back to the room. Going on 3 minutes. What else? I found an audiobook. Sorry to change this topic so blunt. So, I mean, I guess it ties in a little bit. It did say I was watching the Amazing Digital Circus in German. I watched the English version first, which in my opinion is the best version. I'm sorry. Um, every person thinks their language is the best version. Um, it's insane. Like, when I think like about people in other countries like watching American cartoons and being like, uh, actually, I've had Germans tell me in VR chat that they think German SpongeBob is better than English SpongeBob. I'm like, how? How? You're kidding, right? Like there's so many like puns and stuff that have to be rewritten for it to work in other languages. Like I don't even can't even like German is hard, but it's not impossible because English and German are so closely related that I can see like some puns still working if they play their cards just right. But like I can't even begin to imagine how much stuff has to be chopped and reworked to work in Japanese. Like Japanese SpongeBob cannot. And I don't think it can be as funny as the English version. And there are people who will hear that and just be like, "No, everything's better in Japanese." Like, no, it's not. Anime maybe. They're like I'm not a fan. As someone who's dyslexic and has an issue with subtitles, keeping up with subtitles. I tend to just watch English dubs, and if people like the Japanese purists won't go, okay, yeah, it's better if you listen to the Japanese audio, and it because I can listen to it, but I don't understand what's being said. That's the thing. I still have to read everything. So why can't I just have those words spoken to me instead in the language that I understand? Like I don't understand the difference. The true if you're a true purist, then you be anti subtitles and pro just learning Japanese. Like don't even go to subs. It's the same it's the same experience. It's just you're reading it instead of hearing it. And what you're hearing is not making a connection in your brain because you don't understand that language. Um I There's a video, I forget who made it, but it's called the title of it is Dubs Aren't Cringe, Anime Is. And this guy hits the nail on the head for why people, English speakers, who are like the Japanese purists, prefer subs over dubs. It's because it provides a barrier. Like, anime is cringe. The Japanese think it's cringe, but you don't have to experience that if you're listening to audio that's in a language that you don't understand. You just imagine what they're saying is so much cooler, and it's not that much. Like it's not that much cooler. It's just um you know it's just that you can't make the connection to the tone and the vibes that the scenes are giving off as far as dialogue goes, because you just don't understand the dialogue. And as someone who's watched a few American cartoons in German, like it's like it feels off, definitely. I don't want it's SpongeBob. Like, oh my goodness. So first of all, this is me learning one thing about German. Me learning German has not like cleared the stereotype that Germans are all squares. If anything, if anything, it solidified the stereotype in my head that Germans are all squares. Um, which is not a bad thing. That's fine. I'm a square. I fit right in. But I'm gonna get in trouble for that. Listen, stereotypes exist for a reason, okay? And um, but yeah, SpongeBob is like tone wise like the furthest thing from my mind when it comes to the German language, and I don't like German SpongeBob. I don't think I'd like enjoy SpongeBob in any other language other than English, probably because I just grew up with it. But knowing how comedy based and driven it is, I was watching this short about the toast scene where people were scared about a ghost. I forget what episode it was, but it's everyone's going ghost, ghost, and then one person's like toast, and I was watching a short where they were talking about how they translated that. I think they just the guy just said Perlt or something. I forget. He either just says bread or something else. Paste? Perlt. I think he just like says bread, and he was like, actually, it's more funny because it's so random. Because the German word for ghost doesn't rhyme with bread, doesn't rhyme with toast, and they didn't even say toast. They said bread in the German version, but in English it rhymes, and it's funny. But there's like, oh well, it's actually the German version's actually funnier because there is no rhyme. It's just completely random, and it makes the scene like very wacky. I was like, eh, that's your opinion, I guess. I don't want SpongeBob is when it comes to learning through cartoons. Because like a lot of things get dubbed in German, a lot of things get dubbed in English, but I didn't realize like how huge the dubbing scene is in Germany until I started learning German. Um, but yeah, SpongeBob, it ain't it. Neither is rap music, honestly. Which is as someone who you probably I don't listen to a lot of rap and hip hop. Uh, every once in a while, I have like tracks that I like, but again, the cultural clash, the vibe clash, just prevents me from listening to any. When I like listening to music in German is something I do like every once in a while. There's a few artists that I found that I like. They're usually medieval rock bands because that goes so hard in German. I love it. But rap and hip, a lot of the modern music, like most parts of the world, are trying to emulate the U.S. and it's not my favorite. The tonal clash, like I just cannot enjoy hip hop and rap in German. It's just wrong. It just sounds wrong. It it feels like think of like Britain, okay, another English speaking country, and there are British rap. I know there's British rappers and British hip hop, and I don't like it either. Like this is this is not what I think of when I think of your country, and it's just it's just wrong. I know they're allowed to have it. It's fine, but I just don't like listening to it because it's just a tonal clash in my mind. Uh-oh. I was getting messages about my stream. Stream is dying, apparently. I have to turn down everything before I click on stuff on my phone. Um, yeah, it's fine. Everything looks fine. But, yeah, the color correction on my laptop is yeah. It looks so much more vibrant on my phone. Oh well. Um, like on my screen, my computer screen, like everything's way more blue. Um, because I rant about German hip hop and rap is over, and British hip hop and rap. I just don't. Japanese hip hop and rap I will tolerate because the Japanese are so good at music that I don't know. They get a pass. They get a pass because um Japanese music is just really it's just that good. It's just that good. Um but yeah, it's like when I think of British people and Germans rapping, I just think of like, someone who's very posh, someone in a business suit, talking about how rough life is on the streets. I'm like, I'm sure it is. I'm sure it's rough on those pristine, well maintained streets. Um, but I don't know. It's just my personal view on things. I know it can be wrong. I know there are trashy parts in the cities, in any country. Um, Berlin in particular. A lot of my friends online. So if you ever come to Germany, don't go to Berlin. It's like noted. I've heard that enough, like independently from so many people that it's been burned into my brain. Do not go to Berlin. I don't care if it's the capital. It's like if you go to America and it's like the city that everyone knows, but even though it's not a capital, it's like a second capital almost. New York City. It's like that's the place everyone wants to go when they come to America, but it's not. It's not it. It's not a good idea. Not right now. Um, because it's just the big cities. It's like the same pattern everywhere in the world. It's so weird. New York, Berlin, London. They all end up the same. Um, but yeah, rant over about that. I guess more stuff about German, I guess, because I've been getting back into it. I downloaded another, a third flashcard app, which is a really good one. I think I'll probably stick with this one. It's free, and it's just, you know, what I wanted from before, what I wanted and I had before, or they locked it behind a paywall. So, and it's a lot more simple. Let me turn my music back on. Let's see. That's better. Um, but yeah, I downloaded another flashcard app. I don't even know, it's just called flashcards, I guess. And that's been cool. On Spotify, because I'm bougie as all get out apparently, and I pay for Spotify Premium. But there's a bunch of like audiobooks and things that you get like included, and I was going through them, and one of the audiobooks on there is 101 conversations in easy German. So I like, oh, I'll check it out. You know, it's probably below my, not to brag, it's probably below my skill level, to be honest. But yeah, CEFR A2 to B1. So yeah, a little. Oh geez, I forgot. I went to click on it and the app just switches to what I'm playing on my computer. I was like, oh yeah, linked. I guess I can control it. Wait. Oh yeah. That's gonna always be weird to me because I don't. It's not like linked like via Bluetooth or anything. It's just purely over the internet, controlling what's playing on my computer. Can I click on this? Anyway? Okay. So yeah, it's 101 conversations in simple German. Short. It's cut off. It's not letting me touch anything. Oh well. But I was like, okay, so it's like gonna be like 101 like dialogues like back and forth. Or it's just one story. It's just one connected. It's just one story divided into probably 101 like mini segments. I was like, okay, you could have just said it was. Could have just said it was a short story. You didn't have to. Feels like a bit of false ad. Not that I care because I didn't pay for it. Information. Or can I see the whole name, please? Yeah, short natural dialogues to improve your spoken German. It's like they're not. It's not. They're not dialogues. It's just a story. It's just a story that you've broken into 101 bits that aren't even that short. Like each one's probably like 10 minutes, which I guess is kind of short, but it's not, and it's not natural dialogue anyway. They never are. Whenever they say, you know, easy and natural, it never is. It's always gonna be people talking in the most, oh my goodness, did you see that dog? Yes, I saw that dog. Where is its owner? I don't know where its owner is. We should follow that dog. Yes, let's follow that dog. It's like that's always what they sound like. No one talks like that in English. No one talks like that in German. No one talks like that in any language. But that's what you're gonna be listening to in all of these audiobooks, which is why I stopped getting them on like Audible. I only listened to this one because it's included in Spotify Premium, so I was like, well, it can't hurt just to check it out. And I'm like, I'm up to part 61. 61 out of 101, and it's just one continuous narrative about some dude who has stolen artwork, and these two college kids are trying to find out how they got the artwork and who sold it to them, because it's very valuable, and it's just like a mystery type of deal. And it's like, it's fine, it's a perfectly fine story, but it's not dialogue per se. They're not dialogue segments. It's just one long story broken up into 101 parts, presumably. I haven't finished it yet, but that's parts 61, so it'd be weird if the story concluded and they started like another even shorter story to finish it. It is getting towards the end though, so I don't... What? One sec. What's that? Holly Richards. Yeah, it's like they're still... Yeah, it's just the whole, yeah, I'm looking at the names of the rest of the chapters. Quote-unquote chapters. Are these? Okay, maybe never mind, they are very short. Each section is only like a minute long. Forget what I said, I don't know what I was thinking. I think, because I was like listening to them back, this like auto plays when I was in my car. I was just listening to them back to back to back. Maybe I didn't realize how small the segments actually are. But yeah. Okay. I thought my phone was making a clicking sound. I was like, what's going on? I guess the other thing I've been listening to in German was Kurz gesagt. This is always fun. That's something that's slightly above my comprehension level, but only slightly. Only slightly. I understand the majority of what's being said. I got their book on their book that they have about the immune system on Audible. And I made sure to download the German version, and it has one review, and it's some English speaking dude saying this isn't even the English version, and they gave it a 1 star. It was like, I can understand like they made the mistake because the cover looks almost identical, and the title of the book in English is called Immune, and that word is written. It's the same in German as it is in English, essentially. It may have like an extra M, or maybe it drops the extra N, or it has an extra E. I don't know. The difference between the English spelling of immune and the German spelling of immune is not much, so I can understand looking at the titles and not realizing this is the German version and downloading it, and I guess it sucks. It sucks for him that he downloaded the wrong one, but to leave like a 1 star comment, like that's a mark against the book. I'm like, no, you gotta be more careful. I have to finish that. I did not finish Immune, but I will get back into it. Let's see. Well, that's not good. That's not good. What the heck? Sorry, I just went back to check the stream manager, and it says I've been streaming for a much shorter time than I actually have been streaming. So hopefully that's just, there we go. Okay, I just needed to be refreshed. I was like, did it cut me off and start a new stream while I wasn't looking? That's always such a... always such a fear of mine, though. I'm not gonna catch that. And I'm just gonna... It doesn't bother me on stream. Yeah. I can't speak. Twitch. It doesn't bother me on Twitch as much as it does on YouTube, because that's like supposed to be the definitive archive for everything. So I like stuff to be unbroken and unmessed up over there, and whatever happens on Twitch is not my problem in 7 days' time. So, but yeah, it's art. There's no art. I have to make thumbnails, I guess. April is fast approaching, and I have to make thumbnails, art for Tomodachi Life. That's another one I'm going to be playing the heck out of when it comes out. I have so many OCs that are going to be thrown into that game. It's going to be so much fun. I can't wait to like check out all the. They have like personality sliders. It's gonna be great. We're gonna have to dive into everybody's personalities and their interactions, and which is fun. I had a little bit of taste of that in Miitopia, because I did play that for a little while. I don't think I finished Miitopia. I think I remember like beating like what we thought was the final boss, and then it turned out it was a fake out, and like actually you have to like trek through like 3 more levels. 3 more worlds, not levels, like whole worlds, and then gather these pieces and then work your way up the top. It became very grindy. Not even grindy, because you don't have to grind in Miitopia. It's really just a time sink. It's just button mashing, and I don't like it. It's not. There's nothing you can do to make the battles go faster, because people are just going to. I mean, yeah, I guess you can affect their stats, but it's really just waiting for the battles to autoplay and get through everything. So yeah, I didn't finish Miitopia, but that's fine. Miitopia is not. It's not the best RPG ever made, you know. So, but that's fine. That's fine. Tomodachi Life will be better, and I'm looking forward to it. And yeah. Trying to think what else I have to play. Possibly VR chat. So the thing about though, I brought up the Makobi thing earlier. The thing I hate about full body tracking is that as soon as you bring it up, or as soon as someone sees you have it, you automatically assume that it's for lewd purposes, and you know that's not me. That's not me. If I do, it's a fun little thing to have, but it's not going to be used for that type of stuff, because I just don't care for it. If anything, I'll do like tours on cool VR chat worlds or something. Mostly worlds from video games. I love getting up and close and looking at video game worlds. So anytime anyone like takes a map from a game and rips it and uploads it to VR chat, I'm there. I'm there because it's so much fun to go into the world that you've only seen like through a window. You've only ever had a window into the world. Now you can like walk these streets. These are the same fields that Link strolled through, and it's just fun. I'm hoping that the castle, that the Azaria, the town from Monster Hunter Story 3, I'm waiting for someone to upload that. Who knows? Maybe I figure out how to get some tools and do it myself. I don't know. That's probably never gonna happen. I'm not that tech literate I think to ever be able to do that. But maybe. But I want to explore that town, and it's such a nice castle. There's not enough castles like that in VR chat. But yeah. Trying to think what else I wanted to talk about. What else was on my mind? Not much. That's usually how it is. This is why I used the notepad. This is why the notepad ripped papers like in all of my just chatting thumbnails, because I have to write everything down or I'll forget it. There's a bunch of these preset animations and poses in Naruto that I never use. I would use them more often if I could hook them up to hotkeys, but I don't know how to do that. I don't know if that's even possible. It probably is, but it's just complicated. I don't like nodes. I don't like the coding. When I see like the coding nodes with the blocks and the different wires connected to everything, like they are in like Wreck-It Ralph, I get nervous. I'm like, I don't want to touch anything. This is I don't know why. There's certain visuals when it comes to computers that just freak me out, and that's one of them. I guess I'll have to go through the notepad for stuff that's stuff that needs to be drawn. Not that. I'm tired. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay. Every time every time my prism gives me a pop-up, I'm like, what's going on? Did something die? Are we still alive? Were we still alive? I was supposed to draw something with a clock, apparently. I'm very much thinking about just deleting this entire list and starting anew, because some of these ideas or inspirations are so old now. I don't know. I probably just need to look at more art to get inspired. My friend was talking to me about why I don't use social media that much. And he's like, you realize that you're kind of like, shooting yourself in the foot, working with your hands tied behind your back. I was like, yeah, I know. Instagram's not where everyone's at. Twitter is where more people are at. But and I technically do have a Twitter account now. It's just dormant. It's inactive. I don't care to use it. I don't care to get in arguments with people. I don't, even if I use it like for like just liking art and stuff like I do on Instagram. 'Cause that's all I do on Instagram is like art and sometimes comedy reels and stuff like that. But people are more talkative and they talk about stupid stuff. And I know I'm not gonna be able to help myself. It's like, if you place stupid in front of me, I will react. Because I have a bit of an addiction. That's why I can't be on Reddit. There's way too many stupid people. Way too many stupid things for me to consume. I won't be able to stop myself. I'll just gorge myself on their insanity. But I do realize that it is hurting the channel growth for me not to be using any type of social media like that to... Instagram's, sizable. It's sizable. I refuse to get a TikTok account. There's a future where I potentially start using Twitter again, but never one where I go to TikTok. I don't care for it. Instagram is essentially TikTok anyway. Like I don't see the difference. It's just a different coat of paint at the end of the day. But yeah, it's this, it's not gonna, oh my goodness. The roof is caving in. Just ignore it. Nora, stand perfectly still. A little bit to your left. Left. There we go. Okay. Nothing should land on you. If my prediction is correct. I can't see the future. I have to still work on my lore. That's something I gotta do. Probably not something I'm gonna do on stream because I'm a very sloppy writer. And you don't need to see that. But, let me rotate myself. But, oh no, that looks weird. My hands. Okay. That was not meant to be faced. Not meant to be seen from front on. But yeah, I do have to work on my lore. I made a short and about me just making up lore on the fly, and it's like, you know, some of that we're gonna definitely take stuff that I've thought about before, because like, you know, the whole reason my eye this eye is yellow is because I can't see well out of it. So it's like it's literally showing me a distorted reality. And you know, purple one being the one I see the most normal out, could be the one that shows a clearer reality. And I like the idea of being like a defender of reality and truth. Truth and reality, things that get like mixed up a lot. But and the Capricorn symbol, that's actually, wait a sec, that's something we can look up right now. One sec. Skip all the AI mumbo jumbo. Give me an actual website. Pop-ups make me so mad. Okay, we're gonna go back to the media screen for 1 second before we end here, because I do want to explain myself. Whoopsie, not that one. That's supposed to fade in. Oh well. Whatever. Oh my goodness. We're gonna get pop-ups like every 5 seconds, I fear. Alright, Capricorn, zodiac traits and signs. Smart, hardworking, and fully in control of their destiny. Partially lines up. Capricorns will always get what they set their mind to. In both professional life, both personal and professional life. No excuses. Capricorns may get a reputation as stubborn. I am definitely very stubborn. A lot of people, when they meet me, they like mistake me for a people pleaser because I'm nice. My parents raised me to be polite. But if you cross the line, I will let you know, and I'm not going to move. I'm not going to move out of the way. I'm just going to stand there. You can either continue. I deal with this with Jax, by the way. You can either continue ramming into that wall, ramming into me. I'm not going to move out of the way. You better just pick a different direction to go. So that kind of lines up a bit. You know, they have a reputation of being stubborn, but they simply know what they want. And they know that they wish other people would behave. That's definitely me. Yeah, neutral rule followers. Capricorns thrive on order and love strict rules. I don't say I love strict rules, but I think there's like systems exist for a reason, and that you should like it's not there are people who like just see rules and just like, well, why does this even exist? It exists because it has a function. It's had a function. Sorry, the pump just turned on, so it's gonna be a bit warbly for a couple moments, for a minute or two. Sorry. Maybe I'll just. Here we go. Silence again. What was I saying? um. All right. Yeah. Rules. Rules exist for a reason. So this is another thing I wanted to play into my reality. I wanted to play into my lore. Is that there are people who are trying to deconstruct reality. And we don't like those people. Okay. I like having 2 eyeballs, 2 hands, and there are people who are like, but what if you had like 20 eyeballs, and like your hands were like, I don't know, on your head, and there are people who just like have all kinds of wacky ideas. Like, no, the reason that it's the way it is because this works. This is what works. It stood the test of time. Stop messing with it. So I definitely want that to play into my lore because I 100% agree with that. Capricorns, but several rules and hierarchies, and set ways to doing things. Definitely me. Definitely pattern follower. Can a Capricorn think outside the box? Yes, they can, but they prefer when they have strict boundaries to constrain against. Free reign can make them feel paralyzed by choice. That is 100%. Well, I don't know. I don't like having too many choices. That definitely. I don't want to say I feel paralyzed, but that's what the art block. You can draw literally anything. Why can't I think of anything to draw? So I feel it on that, front. Capricorns are great at climbing the corporate ladder, and especially adapting to make and investing money. Okay, Capricorns love family and put a lot of stock in traditions. Again, this is a half truth because I'm pretty center, like as far as like my politics go, but I do think the family is important, and I think some traditions are important. Not all of them. I'm not, as strict as my parents are. My parents are very, very conservative, and I'm probably the most left person in my family. Besides the one that lives in the Forsaken State. But the ones that live nearby, I'm probably the most left, but I'm still fairly center on these things. I haven't lost the plot. Our Capricorns love family and put a lot of stock in traditions. A Capricorn might stress themselves out trying to do everything perfectly. Yes, definitely me. Capricorn may feel like they must present a home-cooked meal every day. I'm sure there's people who definitely want me to do that. And would never admit to doing drive-through or takeout. Yes. Yes, 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 and yes. Capricorns believe presentation is everything, and their homes are usually Insta-worthy. That's not a word. I know what you meant, but that's not a word. But yes, true. Capricorn sometimes is overly focused on what things look like instead of how things feel, which could cause them to feel stifled and unhappy. Okay. Capricorn needs. They need Capricorns with an S. Typo. Oh my goodness. Capricorns. Capricorn needs. This is incorrect. I just don't know how. The S should be over here and not here. Capricorns need to find a firm sense of self bond. Firm sense of self beyond how others perceive them, and recognize that racking up achievements is only one small part of their personality. Okay. Yeah. Capricorn signs are loyal friends, have a funny and sly sense of humor when you get to know them. It's fun drawing them out of their shells. In love, blah, blah, blah. We don't care about that. Capricorn love, nope. Friendship style, career, okay. Well, the first part is the part I wanted everyone to read about. So, the base structure of this personality does line up with me quite a bit. It's kind of type A. A for be done. But yeah, I just because that's kind of what I am like already. But this being like the common associated traits and personality of Capricorns in general just works out great for my lore and character design anyway. And yeah, reality. Like there's another one that I read that's like how they're earth symbols, so they're grounded. I'm like, that's cool. And also ground is my favorite type. Ground and earth. I like ground type Pokemon. Earth is the best element in Avatar. No questions. And yeah, we gotta keep our feet on the ground. Reality is important. And yeah. So that's just one thing. Going back here. It's been very quiet. Oh well. I got videos to cut up. So guess that's it for now. I said it was gonna be a shorter stream. Going almost an hour and a half. There we go. I have to find. Oh no, why didn't that work? 1 second. Oh well, something's broken. Enable, yes. Mask, no. There we go. Thank you to everyone who stopped by, and I hope you have a lovely rest of your night. I know there's not much left of it. I know I'm outside my time zone, but yeah, have a lovely rest of your night, and I'll hopefully see you on Tuesday. Goodbye.